All right, folks, buckle up because the Brasileirão, it's about to get really real.
No kidding. This final stretch is always wild, but this year, man, it feels different.
It's electric. Title hopes on the line, Libertadores dreams hanging by a thread, and don't even get me started on the relegation battle.
Nail-biting stuff. And that's what we're diving into today. Taking a closer look at the numbers, the narratives, trying to make sense of this crazy, beautiful mess that is the Brasileirão.
Exactly. We've got the UFMG projections, some expert analysis, and maybe, just maybe, we'll throw in a few bold predictions of our own along the way. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, let's kick things off at the very top, the title race. Botafogo, they've been clinging to that lead for what feels like forever.
They've been remarkably consistent. Not always pretty, but effective.
UFMG gives them a 43.8% chance of winning it all. Not exactly a runaway, though, is it?
Not at all. And that's because you've got Palmeiras absolutely breathing down their necks. UFMG has them at 31.7%, and honestly, it feels like they're just hitting their stride.
Yeah, talk about peaking at the right time. What's behind those UFMG numbers, by the way? How do they even come up with these probabilities?
It's a whole algorithm, a blend of factors. Recent form obviously matters, but they also consider head-to-head records, goal differential, strength of schedule, all sorts of variables. Well, it's complex, but the gist is, it's not just about who's good, it's about who's got the easiest or toughest road ahead.
Fascinating. So based on those calculations, Botafogo's consistency gives them the edge, but Palmeiras, they're the ones with the momentum.
And you can't discount that. Momentum can be huge this late in the season.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we've got the Fortaleza story, the Cinderella team, defying all expectation.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, had them pegged as title contenders at the start of the season.
23% chance, according to UFMG. What's been the key to their success?
New manager. Completely revitalized their tactical approach. High pressing, possession-based, totally different from anything they've done before. Plus, they found some real gems in the transfer market.
Smart signings, tactical overhauls. That's how you make a run, folks.
Absolutely. And it's made the Brasileirão incredibly exciting to watch this year.
Speaking of exciting, let's talk Libertadores. 6 guaranteed spots, and São Paulo, they've already locked one up with their Copa do Brasil victory.
The massive advantage, securing that spot early, frees them up to maybe rotate the squad a bit, keep players fresh for other competitions.
Smart strategy. So that leaves 5 spots up for grabs, and the battle is fierce.
Fierce doesn't even begin to describe it. You've got Flamengo, always a contender, looking like their old selves again. 68.1% chance if UFMG is to be believed.
Hard to bet against Flamengo, especially with the squad they have.
Right, but then you have International lurking just behind at 65.3%. They've been quietly putting together a really solid season.
They're always dangerous. And we can't forget about the teams fighting for a Copa Sudamericana spot. Atletico MG, Vasco, Atletico PR. The margins are razor thin.
And that's what makes the Sudamericana so interesting, right? It's not just a consolation prize.
Definitely not.
For some clubs, it's a stepping stone, a chance to build confidence, gain valuable experience on an international stage.
We've seen teams use it as a springboard, for sure.
Absolutely. So even if those Libertadores dreams are dashed, the season's not over.
Not by a long shot. And then on the other end of the table, we have the relegation battle. It's always a high-stakes affair, but this year, oof. It's brutal down there.
Yeah, some big names in the mix, which is always surprising to see.
Atletico Go, unfortunately, things aren't looking good. 96.9% chance of relegation, according to those UFMG projections.
Tough spot to be in. Crievo is also in a precarious position at 85.1%. They've really struggled to find any consistency this season.
It's been a tough one for them, no doubt. But the one that really jumps out at me, Corinthians. A team that's usually vying for the title, staring down a greater than 50% chance of relegation. Unthinkable.
I know, right? It just shows you how quickly things can change in football. One minute you're on top, the next you're fighting for your life.
And speaking of fighting for their lives, Fluminense. What a downturn for them. Started so strong, top of the table for a while there.
They were looking like world beaters early on.
And now, over 50% chance of relegation. It's a cruel, cruel game sometimes.
No doubt about it. And the crazy thing is, Corinthians and Fluminense, they face each other soon. Imagine the tension in that match.
Talk about a pressure cooker. 2 giants of Brazilian football, desperate for points, fighting tooth and nail to avoid the drop. Wow.
And let's not forget the other big clashes coming up. Botafogo versus Palmeiras, for one. That could be the title decider right there.
Absolutely pivotal. What's your take on that one? Tactically speaking, what should we be watching for?
Well, Botafogo, Their defense has been their bedrock, meanest in the league. Palmeiras, on the other hand, they're an offensive juggernaut.
Irresistible force meets immovable object.
Exactly. Something's got to give. Will Botafogo's defense hold firm, or will Palmeiras find a way to crack the code?
I can't wait to find out. It's going to be a fascinating tactical battle, that's for sure.
This final stretch, it's not just about this season, though, is it? It's about shaping the narrative for next season, too.
So true.
Will we see a new power emerge? Can Fortaleza cement themselves as one of the elites? Or will a wounded giant like Corinthians come roaring back?
Those are the questions that keep me up at night, but one thing's for sure. The Brasileirão never disappoints.
It's the most exciting league in the world, bar none.
So to all our listeners out there, make sure you savor every last minute of this incredible season, because you never know what twists and turns await.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Me too. And with that, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities. Until next time, keep the passion for the Brasileirão burning bright.